When you first open ArcGISPro, you will get a window like this. Here, to start a new project, it gives you several options. To create a general map and start a project, you can click on this map icon. Here you can give the details of your new project. So you can give a name to a project. So I will name it as project 1. Then you have to give a file location where you want to save that project. So in my case, I want to create the project in this location. So I will give that location and select that folder. So I have given a name to the project and the file location. And then it asks me whether I need to create a new folder for this project. So I have selected that option as well. So you can see there is no folders within this folder. So now I will click on OK to create my project. Now it has created a new project and it has added a map to the project as well, and also the base map. And if you go to your folder, you can see it has added a new folder with the same name of that project name. And if you go into that folder, you can see the project file, ArcGIS project file here. And the database is saved within that folder. And here it has already added the map to the project, and also it has already added the base map. If you go into the map tab, you can change the base map according to what you want. So for example, I can select the Google Earth image. In this project, you can see that similar to other GIS software, you can see several panels. So I will show you how to add these panels if you don't have them on your screen. So I will first close those panels and just leave the map panel in the project. So to get those panels back, you have to go into this view tab, and here you can select on contents. So it will open the contents panel, and what this shows is all the layers that is within the selected map. And also we usually need the catalog pane, and this shows you the connections to your project. For example, if you have any folders that are connected to your project, it will show under this folders group. So here you can see under the folders, there is a folder called project 1 connected. So that is our project folder which we created when we created our project. And under this folder, you can see the geodatabase. And at the moment, the geodatabase is empty and you cannot see any data or files in the database. Other than that, there are maps. So under this group, you can see all the maps in your project. And at this moment, we have only one map in this project. And there is a toolbox to save all your models. And there is a group called database, which shows all the databases connected to your project. So now I need to import some data into my project or into my map. So I have saved some data files within my project folder. So this is my project folder and I have saved the data files within that project folder. So to bring in the data from that folder, I will go into my catalog pane and go into the folders and go into my project folder. And in my project folder, I still cannot see the new folder that I added. So I need to refresh the view. So I will right click and click on refresh, and then it will show the new folder that I added. So when I go into that folder, I can see my data, and here I will go and get a shapefile. So I have a shapefile of the continents, and I will just click it and drag it into the map. So now I have imported a shapefile into my map, and it is shown into the contents pane. To see the attribute table of this shapefile, I will select on the layer, right click, and click on attribute table. So this is the attribute table of the shapefile that we imported. So in this tutorial, I'm going to make a map of Australia. So I will select the layers. I will select the polygons that are that represent Australia. So here I will click on select by attributes, and you can see in the attribute table there is a column called name, and I can use that column to select Australia. So I will select name is equal to Australia, and click on apply, and you can see here 16 has been selected. So I will close this window, and it shows that 16 is selected, but still I cannot see which are the ones that are selected from this view. To see all the selected rows, I can click on this icon which shows the selected records. So here I can see all the selected records from the table. So in this panel, it shows all the records of this attribute table, and in this panel it shows only the selected attributes or the selected rows. So now what I can do is I can zoom into the selected selected polygons. So it's zoomed into the selected areas, but you can see that it has also selected some of these islands, which I actually don't need. So I will select only the ones I require. So I need only the states of the Australian continent. So I will select all the states. And here you can see that out of the selected rows, I selected only the states, and the new selections are shown as highlights. So this is a new feature of ArcGISPro compared to other softwares. You can select, and also from that selection you can highlight new polygons. So what I do now is I zoom into the highlighted polygons rather than the selection. So I will zoom into the highlighted polygons. Now you can see we have highlighted only the areas, only the polygons that we need. So I will get rid of the other polygons. To do that, I will select on reselect highlighted. So it will select only the highlighted polygons. So I have 8 polygons which represent the Australian continent. So what I will do now is create a new layer, new feature class out of these selections. So I will go into the layer, right click, go into data, and click on export features. Here you can see the new feature class is being saved under our project database. So I will give a new name to our layer, and click on OK. And you can see the new layer has automatically been added. and we can get rid of the previous layer, and you can see the layer on the map. And if we open the attribute table, we can see 6 polygons has been imported. Also, if you go into the geo database, you can see that the feature class has been added into the geo database. So if we need to change the symbology or maybe the colors of this layer, we can go into the layer, select the layer, right click, select the layer, right click, and click on Symbology. So it will open a new pane, and here you can change the symbology to any of these predefined symbols, or you can change by going and change the colors from here. And in this case, I would like to give different colors for each of the states. So if we go into the attribute table, you can see that there are different names for each of these polygons under this column. So I will use that column to give the symbology for this layer. So to do that, I have to change the symbology method to unique values. And here I will give the field name as name1 to change the symbology according to these column names. So now we have different colors for each state, and we can also change the colors from here. We can use the same field to label the layer. So to do that, select the layer from the content, select the layer, and it will activate a new tab called labeling, and here select the column name and click on label, and it will label all the polygons. Okay, now we have changed the symbology and also we have added the labels. Now we can go ahead and create our map. To create a map in ArcGISPro, we need a layout. To insert a layout, go into the Insert tab, and here click on New Layout. And in this case, I will select a A4 size landscape layout and click on that. So once I click on the layout, it will open a new window with the layout. So you can see our map is in a separate panel and our layout is in another panel. So the first step is to insert the map into our layout. To do that, we can go into map frames and select the map that we have created. Click on the map, and now you can draw a rectangle to show the map. And you can see that now our map has been inserted into the layout. So if we want to do any changes here, all the changes that we do here will be reflected in the layout. For example, I will get rid of this hybrid reference layer because we have already labeled our polygons. And when I do that, if I go back to the layout panel, you can see that has already been updated in the layout. And I also changed the zoom level. So I zoomed in a little bit in the map. And if I want to change the view of the layout to reflect to the same zoom level, what I can do is right click on the map and select on zoom to last active map. So it will zoom in to the same level of our map. Okay, now the next step is adding the other components of our map. So to add those, we can go into insert tab, and I will first add the north arrow. So I will select this arrow and draw that on the map. And to change any properties of this north arrow, I can right click and go into properties. Here I will change the background color so that we can clearly see the north arrow. Other than that, we can also add the scale bar. So it gives two options: imperial, which shows in miles, and it gives in metric system, which is in kilometers. So I will use one of these and draw the scale bar. Then again, to change the properties, I will right click, go into properties, and you can see the scale bar properties are shown here, and I will change the background color. Also, I would like to change the label here as km, and it will show the label as km here. Okay, the next step is adding a legend. So I will go into legend and select one of these and draw the legend here. Again, I will go into properties and change the background color. And I also remove word wrapping. And I can also go into properties and remove headings. Okay, now our legend is also prepared. And also I would like to get rid of these all other values. For that, I will go into the symbology. The good thing with ArcGISPro is you can do all these changes within this layout while the layout is in the view. So I will get rid of this show all other values, and it will reflect those changes immediately. Okay, now we have our layout prepared, and we can save our project. So now our map is ready to be exported. To export your map, go into Share tab and click on Export Layout. And here you have several options. You can export it as a PDF, a JPEG, or as a PNG. So in this case, I will export it as a PNG image file, and I will give the file location. So I can create a new folder here as exported maps and select that folder, click on OK, and give a name to my map. So I will name it as map 1, and here resolution I will keep it as 300 dpi and click on export. So this is our exported map. So this is a quick introduction to ArcGISPro, and I hope this helps you to understand the ArcGISPro interface and create your first map. So see you in the next tutorials.